58-year-old Eugene Henley, a longtime leader of the Rollin' 60s street gang, has been hit with a slew of racketeering charges, including trafficking, fraud, and for the 2021 murder of an aspiring rapper signed to Henley's label, Unique Music.
Oh yeah, we're back with another episode of The Twisted Tea, where we come to bring you the news with a twist. And today, just in case you missed it, let me tell you, things are taking a toll over there in California, where the feds did a sweep and they weren't playing games.
Prosecutors say Eugene Henley Jr. is the leader of a syndicate responsible for extortion, human trafficking, and murder.
Who used his contacts and leadership role in the Crips criminal street gang, the entertainment industry, and a youth charity to further his own criminal enterprise.
For those who weren't paying attention, Eugene BIGU Henley, whom is a Crip leader of the Rollin' 60s, helped launch Nipsey Hussle's career and was dubbed the rap's godfather. He has been accused of murder, kidnapping, robbery, extortion, and fraud. The federal authorities announced that on Wednesday. What they went on to say was that BIGU had a grip on the Los Angeles area, and his alleged victims were, required to check in with him before arriving to the city in order to obtain protection. Now, according to a 107-page federal complaint, which was unveiled on Wednesday, BIGU, who is 58, allegedly extorted from professional athletes and musicians. The complaint said that business interests were not always legitimate. Federal authorities linked him to BIGU Enterprise and said that BIGU was running this like a mafia organization that relies on his structure alongside with his standing association with the Rollin' 60s and other street gangs to intimidate businesses and individuals in LA.
I'm with my family. Talk to my sons, I talk to everybody, man. I'm just saying, I want to deal with this fight, see what it is. I just want y'all to know, all this stuff is quagmire. Shit is all bullcrap.
Authorities on Wednesday morning, out there in that news conference, said that he was a fugitive. See, later on in that afternoon, he decided to turn himself in. The FBI has went out to state that they are accusing Henley of kidnapping and fatally shooting a young rapper in the face while leaving his body inside of a Las Vegas desert over disrespect. They also said that they feel as though he took part in a robbery of an unlicensed marijuana dispensary that stopped making extortion payments. Look, BIGU was also alleged defrauded companies, donors, athletes, celebrities, and including NBA stars like Draymond Green and Lakers legend Shaquille O'Neal, at which he persuaded them to donate to his charities just to later transfer the money to his own personal bank accounts. Authorities have also went out to accuse him of fraudulently obtaining funding from the gang reduction and youth development programs overseen by the LA Mayor's office. The nonprofit was halted at $2.35 million from the city from July 1st of 2018 to June 30th, 2023, according to the complaint. 5 days before his killings in January of 2021, Rashawn Williams recorded a diss song. In his affidavit, Rosa said he's believed Williams was dissing BIGU, whose independent record label, Unique Music, was representing the 21-year-old rapper. It's unclear whether Henley had heard the diss lyrics prior to the killing. In the song, though, Williams referenced to Henley as the bro that can make some money. Rosa wrote Williams rapped that he himself might get shot in the face for thinking shit's funny. He mentioned a revolver with no trace. Las Vegas police found Williams' body in a ditch near a landfill on January 25th, where he had been shot in the face with, a revolver that left no shell casing. So Big U's music label paid to fly out Williams from California to Vegas in January of 21, put him up in an Airbnb. According to the complaint, his family said that Big U had coached the young rapper in football since he was young. Williams was supposed to spend a week at the recording studio and record a song a day, but missed some days. When Williams didn't show up at the studio on the 23rd, investigators said Hanley and Robinson drove from LA to Vegas to confront him. A friend of Williams, identified only as CA, recounted that Big U arrived at the Airbnb about 2 in the morning. He then asked Williams, "Why haven't you showed up to the studio?" The friend told the authorities Williams said he didn't have a ride. So they're going out there saying that they think Big U had killed this person because, you see, it says that he arrived at the studio about 7 p.m. Big U. Alright. Williams arrived a couple hours after and recorded until midnight. Witnesses told authorities that about 12:30, Big U left the studio. The dark gray Lexus that he and Robinson had driven to the studio was no longer there. Shortly before 1 a.m., Rosa wrote, Hanley's phone stopped reporting location data and didn't start again until about 2:15. Surveillance video at the Airbnb where Williams was staying captured a dark/gray sedan arriving about 1:13, according to the complaint. Williams got out of the passenger side of the car, went inside, and returned a few minutes later with his suitcase. Despite the fact that the Airbnb was rented for another day, and he was not set to leave on a flight the next day. About 3 a.m., witnesses said Hanley returned to the studio alone. The witness said Hanley appeared to be drenched in either sweat or water. Hanley told witnesses he was coming back from the gym, according to the complaint. Hours later, on January 25th at about 9 a.m., Williams' body was found in a ditch. He had died from gunshot wounds. Authorities compared DNA collected from Williams' body to Big U's DNA profile. The result was inconclusive, but Big U could not be excluded as a suspect, according to the complaint. According to the complaint, after the homicide, Big U arranged the recording equipment from the studio to be removed and surveillance videos to be destroyed. Rosa wrote that he believed the video would have shown an altercation between the two the night of the killing, and at the minimum, it would have showed those two both leaving the studio together before he was murdered. This is just what they think would have been on the tapes. That was clear. A month later, after Williams' death, the FBI and LA Task Force on Violent Gangs launched an investigation into Big U in association with the Rolling 60s. Damn. Big U and Hip Hop uncovered a 6-part documentary series, which Big U was an executive producer. He describes himself as a Rolling 60s member from the first generation. The series billed itself as examining the power brokers who operate from within the shadows of hip-hop. Hanley said that he robbed cars as a juvenile and moved to Chicago after getting kicked out of California. When he returned to LA in the 1980s, he said he earned his reputation by beating people up in the parking lot. Through the 80s, Rosa wrote in his affidavit, Hanley fostered a fierce and earned reputation for violence. Big U said that he made money selling drugs. I was ready to do something different, Big U says in the docuseries. Later started managing the career of hip-hop artist Corrupt. Then, in 1991, Big U was arrested in a sting operation after he and a friend tried to rob someone they mistakenly thought was a drug dealer. Served 13 years in prison and was released in 2004. Soon after, he formed Developing Operations, which was a non-profit involved in gang intervention. It also provided underprivileged children a safe outlet in sports. Corrupt took Big U to Death Row Records to meet Suge. In the docuseries, Big U said that Knight helped him financially and put me in a position to win. He met Nipsey Hussle, an up-and-coming rapper and a member of also, the Rolling 60s, who lived with Big U's family and recorded some of his first tracks in the downstairs studio, according to a 2003 Times article. The docuseries rapper Wiz Khalifa said he didn't know anybody that actually touched as many superstars as Big U. If I was able to describe Big U's role in rap, he would definitely be the godfather, Khalifa said. Can't do nothing without consulting him. Is the only guy who does moves how he moved. Now, back in 2022, the FBI interviewed a couple witnesses, identifying only them as CW1, who claimed that the rap artists, athletes, and other visitors needed to pay Big U's fees to come to the city. That same person also told authorities about large buy-in dice games in LA in June of 2019. The game involved professional boxer identified as AB, associated with, y'all know who AB is, right? Yeah, boy. Adrian Broner, just saying. Associated, and several potential NBA players were also involved. According to CW1, that's an informant, AB and his associates fixed the game, cheating the NBA players out of millions of dollars using teased dice. Hanley stepped in, CW told authorities, because he was involved in and or around would approve any of the dice games or similar events such as parties involving large sum of money and promoting NBA players and celebrities in the city. So what they're getting is that this person, their witness number one, was doing a lot of talking about the people behind the scenes, how it went on, how Big U caused the shots for advertising shots, set up different parties. It says, in a motion meeting between Big U and someone identified only as Victim 1, Big U recounted that he got into it with AB after AB cheated and a current NBA star out of 1.5 mil and a former NBA player out of 5 mil. Big U also talked about charging the players $100K to get their money back. Listen. So, Big U has previously served 13 years in prison after trying to rob an undercover sheriff deputy of 33 pounds of cocaine back in 1991. His son is a linebacker for the Los Angeles Chargers. Big U, his alleged right-hand man, Sylvester Robinson, who is 59, and trusted lieutenant Mark Martin, who is 50, are accused. They're getting them for the RICO, y'all. Federal authorities have also charged Tremaine Williams, aka Loose Cannon, with robbery, Amarian Alegi, aka Monty, with transporting an individual to engage in prostitution, Frederick Blayton Jr. and Tiffany Hines with bank fraud. They're all in custody, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Authorities also announced that Wednesday morning, in the last 24 hours, they have arrested 10 Rolling 60 members and associates. 4 defendants were already in custody. In an affidavit filed in a criminal complaint, Andrew Rosa, special agent from the FBI, said members and associates of the Big U enterprise used Hanley's and group's history and reputation to control LA through violence, fear, and intimidation. Hanley simultaneously attempted to create an air of legitimacy for the Big U enterprise by promoting himself as a reformed gang member focused on bettering his community. More than a dozen others are also in custody tied to this case. The arrests are parts of an effort, the DA says, to make sure that the communities are safer, rid these streets of these criminals and street gangs, including ones operated by Big U, because he is a widely known leader within the Rolling 60s. Now, Big U's attorney didn't come out and make any comments just yet, but before turning himself in, he went out on the social medias and made a tape out stating that he didn't do anything wrong. Now, following this investigation, Brick Baby was also picked up. Now, that's just a little bit of everything that's going on in this case. We do have those pages. Oh yeah, we're gonna go over them. Oh yeah, we're gonna go over those in another video. So thank you for tuning into an episode of The Twisted Tea, where we come to bring you the news with a twist.
I'm with my family. Talk to my sons, I talk to everybody, man. I'm just saying, gonna deal with this fight, see what it is. I just want y'all to know, all this stuff is quagmire. Shit is all bullcrap. I just need y'all prayers. I need y'all to, I don't even know what to say. I'm 21 years, I've elevated my family, come back, sit in here and write and do what I need to do until I can come back home. People are supposed to help me, I hope you help me. If you can't, you don't worry about it. A lot of stuff y'all hearing is straight trash. And I appreciate the love and I appreciate the people who've been helping me. I don't know. It's hard helping black people and not being hunted for doing it.
First Street, it might be to, I don't know if it's to the right or the left.
Reach out to anybody who can help me, y'all.
You hear me?
Help my own family.